Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Endless Legend for another shot. Another shot at this time where things go better than they did the last time. We started next to an semi-active, I would describe it as a semi-active volcano, and I have some feelings about that, but honestly, it's not too bad. These tiles are receiving extra industry from the lava flow, and access to an active lava flow does give us, there's some potential there. There's some things we can do with that. I will say that my initial thought here is that this looks like the settle. We get a lot of tiles that have 4 resources on them, and then also the igloo larvae, which obviously is very good. But if we put the city here, we're going to have units burning themselves constantly until we build out a little bit. So let's look around before we go making any hard decisions. Theramania here says hello, and we can see that we have a ruin this away. So let's go. Okay, apparently we are at the very southern border of the world. Let's go have a look at that. Why, it's a Legends of Old. That's a real shame. Not actually a very good thing for us. To be perfectly honest with you, really early in the game, I feel like any any quest other than Lust for Loot is just way worse than just finding like a decent reward, like some dust or something, which will help you rush a building. So it looks like we're on a narrow, long landmass that's quite close to the bottom of the world. I'm debating, it doesn't feel to me like it's going to be useful to break this other seeker off in this direction, because we're probably going to, probably just going to have this unit end up down here very shortly. But I can't meaningfully explore northward without stepping in a lot of lava. Alright, here's what we're going to do. We're going to break you off this way, and we're just going to look around here. Okay, so that's not ocean. That's an ocean tile. But this is not real ocean. These are coastal waters, so they probably connect to some real ocean somewhere. But actually, the fact that this is a single tile of ocean might be all it takes for all of this to be coastal water, even if it ends up being like overall inland. I'm sure we're on an actual coast. I'm trying to figure out what I think the value of the coastal settle is in a place where we're not going to be able to get the ships out anywhere quickly. Looks like maybe we're better off just settling near this, or like there's a real cluster of anomalies over in this area, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 anomalies within pretty tight quarters of each other. Obviously, none of this stuff has any bonus approval, but I don't think either of these do either, right? Yeah. I think this is a really weird situation. There's 19 turns until the first winter. I'm wondering about making the run to here fast researching cultivation, because we get a lot of science from this settle. And then building the seed storage, and the first winter is just going to be kind of hard. That's a turn 2 settle, which is awkward in its own way, but it is like quite powerful, right? It's a lot of industry and science. 24-22 versus settling like here for a 15-10-5 with 0, like literally 0 science. Or here, I guess, 9875 is like, that's not bad. But these are some really high yield resource points over here, these particular types, and then it expands out into value in so many directions so quickly. I think we're gonna do something maybe a little unusual. Gosh, I hope that works out in our favor. So we're gonna break the settler off and or the seeker rather, off and step north a little bit. If you're going to search ruins in an area, you should search it before you settle, because sometimes you can get that quest that asks you to settle. Oh, you know what? Ruins might be glowing blue. It didn't occur to me last episode, but when I started the game up this time, I got the special Endless Day opening image. I wonder if the ruins always appearing blue even when it's not eclipse time is related to the Endless Day event, because there is a special event that is only intended to be available when it is that time of year, that lets you unlock the haunt hero for your game. It might have to do with ruins. I did it such a long time ago that I don't actually remember how it works anymore. So sorry anybody who was hoping that I would explain what I was talking about there. I apparently do not have the information necessary to do so inside of my head. What I do have is a ruin to search. Okay, better. I like that better, honestly. So, exotics near some clay, near a coast. Like, I think this is a kind of a more compelling settling area than the east part of the zone, but certainly not more compelling than this. All right, hie thee quickly to the cultivatorium. Does it make sense to go cultivation before? Yes, I think so. I think we really want to push on this. And we did settle ourselves in a region that has 3 villages. Very important stuff. And there's a lot of value to moving to a region that has 3 villages for your first settle. It's just that it's not usually a thing that you have the information to know that you are doing early on, because you haven't had time to see 3 villages. Oh, also, we should look at this. Which version of this do we have? Destroy 10 armies. Okay, so probably not us. Gather 30 units of one luxury resource to get 130 dye. That's certainly interesting. And as you saw last game, it's pretty easy for the allow you to get into a position where they are producing a large amount of raw influence. So percentage boosters like dye, very effective. Show me something cool. Oh, well, it was I didn't even read the quest, but yeah, that was the right ruin for that. So build the altar of Auriga to get 10 moonleaf. Well, we're gonna have to search some ruins and find some damn pearls here. Okay, that's a pretty good start. Also, hey look, it's some of that dye I was talking about. So quick boost to the old Empire approval rate, and there is another player. I'm going to send my Seeker up this way, because I don't want the Skyfin doing the searching that's near another player. I'm going to have the Skyfin cross the strait here. So yeah, this is an interesting map so far. I can't really tell. This is probably like real open water. All right, we have 5 pearls right now. So we need 5 more before we can attempt to build that altar. And obviously building out districts, very high value for our city at the moment. Do I want to meet Pink? Maybe, maybe not. We probably should figure out who they are. This is a compelling little group of tiles. So we'll have language square up next turn. How much do I care about pacifying this? Am I going to settle this region? Probably not quickly. Probably like the struggle between us and Pink is over Cha, right? So I'm not going to prioritize that very highly. We're going to bring you home And our hero will be the one who talks to our home region tribe. And you will just continue onward. Nope, that was not the right one. Run away. Okay, I did get him to spend all of his movement. We discovered a great big sword that unfortunately we cannot use for a number of reasons. Alright, well that'll mean this is the ruin for that quest. We did it! We earned the Eye of the Hernas. I mean, it's honestly pretty good. I tend not to equip it. 70 dust was a nice find. I tend not to equip it, but that's just because we've been broke a lot. So let's see. You're going to go... Okay, I do want to have my move keyed in already at the beginning of the turn, because otherwise we're going to get blitzed. Yeah, okay. I mean, we have a plan at least, right? And I am 1 pearl short of being able to construct the altar. Alright, so now we can chat. And honestly, I don't value level ups on the Skyfin very much, because it should not be doing things that require it to have stats. Okay, they spawned there. Now that's a quest army. I don't know if they'll attack the Skyfin or not. True neutral armies don't, but a quest army totally might. I'm gonna put you back in the water right quick. And I'm gonna bring you back home. We're gonna pull them in this direction. So do I want you to just talk to the minor faction? I guess what I want to do is snap the hero back onto this army. And do this here. And the hero can help with the fighting. Because, as we know from last time, and also just from being able to do basic math, Seekers are pretty bad at killing tough units. There's a Silix village in Cha that must be destroyed, and it's the one right on the border. Well, that's inconvenient. In terms of, you know, quest overlap. Honestly, this region is pretty compelling as a settle. Like, it's got a lot of clustery, high-value tiles and stuff. I would love pacification here. So let's go ahead and just give them the dust. They would also like 5 glass steel. It's a thing that could potentially be made to happen. None of the quests that we're on right now give glass steel as a reward, though, right? Yeah, I didn't think so. Okay, we could park the Skyfin over a glass steel deposit somewhere. We'll just have it chill for 5 turns. But obviously, we're talking about a thing that's in the relatively distant future. So for the moment, just keep looking around. All right, yeah. Now that we have that, let's start building out some other stuff here. So it's a Silix village. I can probably just kill them, honestly. The thing is, I'm not sure how these quests are going to interact, actually. If I let the Kapaku come ashore, we fight and kill them, and that pacifies this village, I don't know if I'll still be able to attack it. I'm actually really uncertain whether it is like a bad thing potentially to leave this village alive. And I think I would rather it be easy to pacify these people, right? But also I kind of want to we're going to let it just happen because I kind of want to know what happens. I think that's maybe not the best possible move for this game, but the best possible move in the, you know, infinite long run over a potentially unbounded series of games. Oh no, it's the Mycera. Well, at least we know they won't shore hop and steal Orneriness from us or anything. But that's actually, that's somewhat inconvenient for us. I think I'm gonna queue up that move. We're gonna just get the heck out of here really fast. We have a little bit of turbulence that we can ride. So as a player with early shipyard, of course, it always behooves you to check the oceans quickly. So I guess I'm gonna like run over here. Let's clear out the rest of these tiles. Let's at least to know what we're looking at. I was kind of hoping we'd catch a glimpse of a fortress or something, but okay. So now we have real food income. Very important stuff. Let's get that mill foundry down. This city's going to be able to build anything and everything. I didn't fire your movement order really quickly, and I didn't pay for it, so I'm going to get greedy instead. Just want information. I'm not here to harm anybody. Okay, so this is not a real ocean. Like, I don't know. It could be a real ocean region in the sense of having fortresses or something, but it's not a real ocean in terms of it being a large body of water with many things to look for. So that's interesting. I assume those Kapaku came ashore. Obviously, I'd prefer to fight them near the city. Maybe we just wait right here. That should be sufficient. Do we think this region has any fortresses? This might just be one of those little tiny uncapturable oceans. Does happen. So what am I looking for next? Probably Empire Mint, right? We're definitely a little dust light. Or actually, sewers first. Sewers first. So the Kapaku will just wander into us, fingers crossed. And if there's a fortress around here, mayhap we will discover it. Gosh, that's a lot of seaweed. Alright, Skyfin has a heck of a lot more vision as a Skyfin than it does as a boat. But also, we just got to make sure we're not close enough to brown that we're going to lose our Skyfin early this game because it sucks. All right. Let's do it. Let's have you probably just not participate at all, in fact. Oh, but probably not. Yeah, don't participate, but do it over here. Whatever it is you're not going to do it in this space. Now they have 2 movements, so I can't really shoot at them safely. I'm gonna just like... Okay, now I can pick at them easily. Yeah, I guess here we'll all try to focus up here. Unfortunately, it is going to take us 1,000 years to kill any of them. Step up so that we can distribute a little bit of healing. And, you know, morale bonuses and whatnot. A mighty 3 points of healing with each attack. Don't necessarily love the shift in tactics. Now remember, they attacked us, we still have our action point, we're going to get to do another battle here, so we should be able to clean them up this turn, I would think. Oh, actually, this is very awkward that the reinforcement flag is not near the city at all. This should be fine. So you just step to there, and you stay the hell out of it. There you go. Video games are easy. This is why I've never lost a single one, ever. All right. Well, the number one thing I notice is that it does not seem to have failed us immediately for this quest. So let's see if we can go over here and smash this this village up real quick and get credit for both, because that would certainly be the most ideal way for this to go. And once we have the mill foundry done, I do think I want to just go straight to the altar. We'll build the other thing afterward. Where do I want to build the altar, actually? Do I want to try to expand down? Because, like, obviously, after we built this here, it's very easy for us to expand into 2 more things. But also, building here is compelling because it gets us closer to the Great Big Fumarole and also gets us coastal access. And building into here to actually claim the Fumarole will let us drop ships out either side of the canal there, which actually may end up being really strategically meaningful, but it's not a thing that needs to happen right now. And like, maybe we coast settle here? Where am I gonna settle? If I settle this region, I guess like here's not bad. That's an okay drop, which is technically a coastal set. I mean, you're allowed to buy ships from there, but it's going to take them about 1,000 turns to get to anywhere that would actually matter. Maybe this is just not going to be one of those lot of ships types of games, though. I could rush this out for very nearly all the money we have, and then we're going to have even more trouble with money. I guess I'm not going to spend the cash, because like each building has an upkeep cost, right? So we'll be at 6 dust, paying -2 per turn, or paying 2 per turn, obviously. Yeah, let's just not rush it. Okay, yeah, go ahead and execute that move quickly. Falters. Well, that's inconvenient. You know what? I was gonna just attack him. Maybe I still do. Oh, right. I was gonna do a thing at the beginning of the episode where I talk about what went wrong last time and what we should try to learn from it. And this is a good moment maybe to focus on that for a second, because I think that the number one most important answer to what went wrong last game, what could we fix, is that I harassed our neighbors too much without sort of like committing enough in either direction. It is not okay to just be a jerk to everybody and then just leave it like that, because what's going to happen is exactly what did happen. Somebody's resentment is going to boil over, and then everybody else is going to jump in, because all of a sudden the person they don't like is at war with other people, and it's like, well, free vengeance, it looks like. So, if you're going to do something like that, if you're going to be a bully in the early game, you have to follow it either by properly making amends, getting a peace deal in place, probably eating bad value a little bit, or you have to finish the job. You can't just leave someone half harassed to death. So, just a thing that's maybe worth considering here in this moment, as I think about attacking this settler, as I almost certainly attack this settler. Yeah, we're going to. Will they just retreat rather than have the Marines file in? Probably. Okay. And then I don't know. So we are not actually allowed to attack the village. So the thing is, we have failed this quest, but it didn't, like, the game sort of didn't notice, which is kind of the worst possible way for this to go. Obviously, there are things we can do about that. We can burn down the village that gave us the quest, or we can bribe the village that gave us the quest, and then try to get a different quest. And this is exactly what I was afraid was going to happen, but I do think that it was worth knowing for future games that this is how that interaction plays out. Okay. There is a glass steel deposit that we could aspirate the skyfin over. Yes, aspirate. I said that and I was like, that word does have a meaning, and I know what it is, and it doesn't necessarily seem appropriate. But no, that is in fact the word. But yeah, I'm a little worried. I'm a little worried about how things are shaping up here. All right, my guess is they're just going to let us have the settler without involving the what do you call it at all? Not that I think that that's the best move necessarily, but I mean, if they don't have any other troops around here, we are just going to kill their Marines in combat, I think. A Seeker, like a Marine, is exactly the kind of unit you want a Seeker against. Okay, they didn't even make us fight for it. They took the retreat. I guess I'm just gonna back up. Like, I don't necessarily need to fight these people right here, and we do have this problem to deal with. What would a bribe cost? Bribe's 154. At this point, I would pay it. So let's run our other units around a little bit, see if we can't make that potentially off of quest rewards. That is a really crappy thing to find in a ruin at this moment. I think we are going to go for it just because it gives me... Well, I can... Since our unit is flying and does not pay terrain costs, we can come over here and talk to them and then go do it. And who knows? They might have given us a quest that would actually be easy. Yeah, I think this region is just fortressless. All right, I think I end turn adjacent here. Oof. These numbers are dismal. Okay, like this. I'm hopeful that we'll find a bunch of dust in that ruin, potentially. Oh, should I research? Probably. I don't know that we need this right now, but I also don't think we have time to take advantage of much else, and we'll certainly want it eventually. Okay, 30 dust is less than I was hoping. Yeah, that's fine. We're gonna have to do some work here. Let's try getting a new quest from the region. More doable? Alright, well that one doesn't fire until turn 20. Pretty not great outcomes here, actually. Alright. Dust? Nothing. Well, then we're gonna have to take our new point of population and put them here, which is not what I was looking to do. We've not been super lucky. Yes, aggression during Cold War. You're not wrong, and I will absolutely do it again. Do not test me. Found the red player's border. Breakwall is legitimately good. I'm very happy to have Breakwall. Very happy to have 30 dust. Okay, the Magtay want us to colonize, and I think we should probably go meet somebody. Oh, that's a bummer. Right, we had this problem last game where, for some reason, flying units can't fly down a cliff into the ocean. my guess is it's probably like that for a programming reason more than for like a balance concern or anything. So we're in a sort of an awkward position right now. There's no way for us to get this city's approval level up to fervent, right? When is this going to run out? Next turn. Yeah. So we're going to have a tough time moving our faction quest forward. Which is to say that probably we can afford to just like power out a settler here. Settler will be finished on 17. Sails across. Yeah, it's not terrible. We can just play defense here until. Gosh, I hope this doesn't end up sucking terribly. All right, yeah, I think we're gonna try to meet some people over here, and you're just looking, just kind of blindly feeling around. Oh, eclipse lighting, you say? Well, then maybe we're gonna wait somewhere up here. Okay, how do I feel about those Marines when they won't be forced to come in through the reinforcement panel? I think that we still have the drop on them. I'm going to rearrange this a little bit just to make it less likely that we oops our way into reinforcements. Okay, so we did that. Oh, the Moonleaf. Right, the Moonleaf that we get as a reward from that quest is how we're going to do this. Because now the completion of the sewer pushes us to 95. Yep. I forgot we were going to get a good reward. Yep, reach a level of fervent. You got it, boss. Will they fight us? They will not. Okay, so that was a free complete kill then, because we're going to just obviously wipe them out next turn. So, very important that we don't half-ass this in either direction. Harassing your opponents in a 4X game is something that you need to do with your entire ass. And you can put that on my tombstone, or better yet, put it on your own. I swear I will not sue, even though obviously I'm going to outlive you all on account of the nature of my being and everything. Okay, so the first thing we want to do here is lock this in. You are not allowed to have military units. Never, under any circumstances. All right, we've reached a level of fervent level of approval across the Empire. Hooray. So yeah, build the settler. That'll get done actually remarkably quickly. I guess I don't necessarily need to be in a hurry anywhere. That is a movement conflux for our Skyfin, which is to say we are rolling in it now, where it is movement, obviously. There's another temple ruin way down there. I think I might be better off just getting in the water here and exploring new lands. How far north are we at this point? Okay, there's still quite a bit of space before we hit the top of the world. Now remember, the eclipse has gifted us with additional movement. So it looks like Pink has room to expand the other way. We're not completely locking them out of building anything at all here. We have the initiative advantage, so we want to position aggressively. And this is exactly what these units are for. There's no getting around it. This is really, really bad for these archers. I guess I don't necessarily want to, move up and fire, but I don't want to make this too specific. It's a pretty good outcome. Okay. And then a ruin search. And then an extra point of movement. It's interesting that they're going for it again. Let's go ahead and commit this move. Probably actually this move. What are heroes right now? Okay. So we need to get a little bit luckier. Just a couple more good ruin searches, and we can potentially get a governor for the capital out of this eclipse. It's been very effective so far. Oh, exploitation. That's a necrophage. That's a necrophage right next to the Mycera. Could either be very good or very bad. My hope is that the necrophages piss the Mycera off early and the Mycera player just devours them. This is the best possible thing that could happen. So, I haven't been tracking it very closely, but we've been researching things pretty quickly. Are we potentially going to cross the line here? We might. We might hit Era 2 right as we enter, right as we hit the first Empire plan point. And we are going to have the 80 influence necessary to buy the good Empire plan. But it is worth noting that what we're actually going to want is 100 to do this thing, so that we can pacify the rest of our home region. So that's annoying. Oh, they have some Marines nearby to prevent us from doing this very thing, one assumes. And yet, the Marines got in the ocean because they don't understand how the movement mechanics work. Fine by me. Let us scour the shore for a place where it will be profitable to get out of the boat. And perhaps we will not discover such a place, or perhaps we will. Okay, well that's pretty cool. That's a pretty good place to get out of the water. Good day, fellow sufferer. She also has GERD, I guess. So we're very close on this. We just need one more search to go well. What was the timing on the refresh? Okay, next turn. So the market is going to flood with heroes just about, fingers crossed, as we get the resources necessary to hire one. So I think that's a pretty strong for us. Gosh, I hope that there's dust in that ruin. Yeah, okay, we just gotta make sure that this attack gets executed immediately. We might be close enough here that we're brushing against the garrison of their city, but I will deal with that if it means we kill the settler. Okay, they just bailed on the fight. Makes sense to me. Actually, it doesn't entirely make sense to me. If I really think about it, like, I think what I would have wanted to do in that situation is go ahead and join the fight. The settler's dead and there's nothing you can do about that. The enemy has a fast-moving archer. But what you can do is punish them severely for having the audacity. And that's not a spite punishment thing. That's a reduce their resources to continue annoying you thing. Like, it probably would have made sense for them to just go ahead and do that fight and then run all of their city militia at my archer as fast as possible. Okay, cool. We are actually finding really great stuff. I love you, Skyfin. This is the thing, like, in theory, you could have your Skyfin hang out and aspirate a glass steel deposit for 5 turns and get 5 glass steel that way. But also, literally every ruin could potentially contain 5 glass steel. So, and your Skyfin's so fast, why not just keep looking, right? So interesting. This doesn't actually connect by land, but we know that the Vaulter player already has Shipyard, even though that shouldn't be a thing that can be true. Out of curiosity here. Okay, so the Vaulter's at 10 technologies already. They got into the second era and they researched Shipyard. That's a little bit of boosting on the part of the AI. You know how it is with the higher difficulties and stuff. Okay, so this is their capital. I mean, I guess that's not a big surprise. Our Lord has very little to do here. I guess I want to hang out nearby, but not too nearby. And I guess I want to be ready to put pressure on these archers, so maybe like here makes sense. Okay, let's get the settler out. Settler's faster than holy heck. Question. Does it make more sense to settle over here, which I would argue is the obviously safer option, and also, worth noting, Spiral Rockpeel does have approval on it. Or do we want to settle right there? This is a super aggressive thing to do. And it doesn't, none of these have approval on them, but it's also just like, it's a lot of overall resources. It gives me a really good platform from which to attack Pink, but it also means that if Pink ever declares war on us, they will be attacking our city that very turn no matter what we do. And the question is just like, am I cool with that? I think we're gonna have to get pretty aggressive with them, so I think the answer's gotta be yes. The answer's yes, we must aggress. If you're not ready to fight, you're not doing it right. and so on. Okay. But this is one of those things where we don't actually want to settle until turn 20. So, build me a husbandry center. Please. Also, get me a point of population. And then next turn... So what? Right now we have 4 turns left. We're going to make it to 92 influence. And we want to have 100. So next turn, after we produce this point of food, or this point of population, I think we put everybody on influence for a second, just to make sure we hit 100. But we also have to actually finish the tech, which is probably going to be this. Gosh, we flew through that era, huh? So we might have to put some people on site. I don't know. We'll see how this works out in practice. It's been a weird opening, for sure. So I guess, actually, all I'm asking you to do is move there and stand still. Yeah, I think that's true. Okay. So let's start with you, then. Changing my mind. I'm making this the move. Now remember that having killed 2 settlers from the Vaulter player is, we've removed 2 population from that city. Each one of those settlers cost a whole body. Oh, I can't tell what has already been eclipse searched and what hasn't. Uh-oh. We have potentially attracted hostile attention. We found Wolfbane the Shepherd and also 30 dust. Hey, I should buy a hero. I mean, will they just roll over and let us have these archers? I have no idea. They shouldn't. They definitely shouldn't with the backup that they have here. But they might, and if they will, we should do it, right? Like I should carve off as much of their resources as I can for free. I don't know. I think that's a thing we can probably wait a second on. Let's go ahead and manage this. Okay, so this stuff has not been eclipse searched. That's a lot of money. All of a sudden. We might be able to, depending on how things go here. Well, I guess the eclipse has got to be over, though, right? Given the number of turns that are left until winter, this is probably the last turn of the eclipse. But fighting 40 more dust there certainly isn't hurt. So right now, Public Library would take 4 turns to research. That is unacceptable. That number's got to come down. Can we get that number down? We can. And it doesn't take everybody. Okay. This doesn't actually work. We're going to end up short. Right? Because this is going to put us on 90. No, wait, sorry. In my head, I was doing 3 times 9 is 21 because I'm very good at math is the thing. No, this is totally fine. This is functional, even if we don't buy a hero who has influence boost. That said, there's an Edra the Listener. Oh no, wait, sorry. This is not the one I was thinking of. I was thinking of the other cultist hero with this image. Well then, maybe it's just Auriga Sigo? None of these others are like terribly mind-blowing. Influence efficiency is kind of bad. Obviously, like the skills are something, but Auriga Sigo's got way better skills. Yeah. Welcome to the governorship. Please help us build a functional nation. We're gonna need a little bit of help with that. So to get another hero, we're probably realistically going to need quite a bit more dust. Yeah, I don't know. That might not be in the cards. Don't think I'm going to have you do anything. Don't think I'm going to have you do anything. And I don't think anybody else needs to be in a big rush. Well, actually, maybe it'd be best I just run instead of hoping they don't chase me. But like I said, I'm expecting us to not have confluxes anymore as of the beginning of the turn here, so I'm a little nervous about how this is going. Let's step away from the city just a little bit. Oh, they settled. Shoot, do I want to go the other way? That's water, but we don't know for sure what the shape of the coastline is. It could be that we're just going to hit the water line here. But I guess if that happens, we sail? I'm okay with that. So, fully expecting the eclipse to end. Yep. And for the moment, everything seems to be basically continuing apace. There is combat. Okay, they've gotten better at math. At some point, they realized that battle is advantageous for them. That's a shame because now we don't have as much control of that area as I would like. And they're right. Like, I should... Oh. But then they do that with it. Well... I mean, we should back off, but we don't want to back off into the volcano territory, obviously. So I'm just going to go over, I don't know, like here. We don't have to go far. They can't attack us when they get back out of the water unless they can come out adjacent to us, so... Yep, give me that. And nothing else changes. It's a bit of an aggressive plan, but I think it's right. So I'm hoping that they don't do anything like super wild here. That's a shame. I was really hoping they would just stay in the water, actually. That would have been helpful to me. Just get out of here, because we're about to get mobbed by, by neutral spawns. You have vision of the edge of a ruin. We've made a lot of money off of ruin searching, even though I was saying like it's not really going that well in terms of just raw luck. We've had so many opportunities to gain money that, you know. Cool. Thanks. That's very happy. It's very happy. That's very friendly of you. It makes me happy. So we're going to have a governor for the second city, which is really cool. Obviously, we will hire them next turn after all that money comes in. So, I think this is going to work. Gosh, I hope this is going to work the way I want it to. Because we'll be fully in Era 2, but I've never entered a new era, I think, on the same turn that I was trying to buy an Empire plan that required that era, so I don't know 100% for sure if the triggers are going to work the way we want. I think they're going to. And our units are over here just healing very rapidly, as they do. Okay. It's the beginning of winter. All of our units get fast and terrifying and good at seeing things. We buy this. Why did I think I needed... I thought it was 20 and 60 in my head, and then another 20. Do we want to take this, or do I want to just bank the 20 influence for the war declaration? I think I'll just do that. Okay. So we did this, we got our 80 dust, and honestly, the loss of resources is not really too harsh. We can just have at them now. That's very interesting. Do I want to try? No, what am I doing? I want to settle the city, and then I want to try. Yeah, so don't do any of that. Don't mind me. Just gonna run right through here, friends. Colonize. Then we attack. Okay, that's an easy retreat, followed by an easy we kill them next turn. And we have taken a great deal from them, which is, you know, potentially a thing that they are going to want to get some payback for. And like I said, last time we made a pretty big mistake in allowing them their payback. I mean, we didn't allow necessarily the Vaulter player their payback, but you know what I mean. We left to, oh, hey, actual functioning fortresses. Okay, very interesting stuff. It's too late to get a hold of the value easily there, but yeah, very interesting. So we want a hero here who's going to be good for the city and also potentially good in the upcoming fight. I'm thinking we may even hire Edra the Listener, even though obviously no governing capacities, just because early game cultist. Unwin Weybridge has Dust Boost 3, which is a thing that is not unwelcome at the moment. And then... oh, right, you're the ones with the dust from rivers. Is it... are you the ones who has the... which faction is it that has the skill that gives dust from anomalies? Is it roving clans? Yes, okay. Well, I don't think we want to hire Assyria Alastra as a governor, necessarily. I don't know, she's not bad. That's even worse. You just have army boost 2. Yeah, dust efficiency again. Maybe we are taking Syria Lastra. This first skill point or two will be actually quite useful. And you know, as far as combat units go, Assyria Lastra is not unreasonable. Okay, you know what? I think that is exactly what we are doing. Just go ahead and install you here. And we are going to have to take advantage of that dust efficiency a little bit, but obviously we are also simultaneously finishing the correct empire plan for that. So we'll move some people over onto dust in a moment here, and everything will be cool and great and fine, actually. For right now, I think, yeah, just like pump out a bunch of food in this region. The city getting to start with 4 population, also obviously very compelling. Yeah, let's get all that done. 6 turns, so we can go this into the seed storage. Okay, we should probably put some food in the bar. So yeah, this thing into the seed storage will be good for us. And yeah, okay. Let's do a couple more turns here before we call it. Oh sure, I should do some research. That's fair. Don't have any glass steel. We now have access to a single deposit of something, so. And we're planning on taking Edina relatively soon. Unerin has the thing we're missing. Yeah, I think Alchemist Furnace is right. I think. Oops, no, shoot. Ah, darn it. Didn't mean to do that. That was a right-click as a way of deselecting the unit, which is not... That's not how this game works. That's not even a thing where I was, like, in the wrong context. It's just flatly, that's a different video game. Hooray! We convinced the rest of our home region to play along. They're going to keep squawking at us. Yep, it does. My greed will only be limited by the will of others. That's true. And you're going to have to hope that some others come along, because you are in big trouble, friend. To that end, military units? I think so. Might be a good idea to commit. Sheesh. The thing is, I really do want the population point. How many people do I have to leave back here? Just a little bit too many. Yeah, okay. Maybe that's the move. And if they're going to cover that, then we can keep focusing on this. Population's really important. Okay, they are going to fight for it at least. I don't want my initiative to be any higher than it currently is. So which one of them moves first? It's you. So you're going to move to here. So I can have... It's actually pretty awkward because it could move to either and we don't really know which one. But what I really want is to just move here and fire. Well, I guess I'd be in range of this thing moving and shooting either way. So I don't really need to... I don't need to think about this so much. So actually, I can kill you, probably. Yeah, this is how we do this. Oh no, survival. The worst possible outcome. So yeah, you shoot here. Actually, I guess you're gonna attack there. Yeah, okay. Probably our hero doesn't even enter into it, because these two will kill this archer. And then Serial Astra's got the job. Look at that. Knew we hired her for a reason. Pearls. Okay, well I have to say I'm pretty pleased with some elements of how this is working out. Since I'm up here on land, did I remember to talk to this region? I didn't. Definitely should have. Okay, well, that's a thing we could do in theory. Grabbing that pearl would have spent too much movement to get back in the water, and I definitely want to talk to these fortresses. And then you can just go scoop us up a whole lot of these pearls. Yeah, okay, and Red doesn't have an active army right here anymore, so we can potentially get away with some stuff. Okay, excellent. The necrophages are spreading. Not a lot we can do about that, really. We have not really trapped Pink because they were smart enough to very, very quickly research Shipyard, so they could just put a settler out in another direction. But they let us eat 2 points of population and a full army worth of archers before they did that. So I think that potentially puts us in a pretty good position relative to them. After we research Alchemist Furnace, what we could do is just try to put ourselves on a war footing, right? Better weapons, monks. We'd be gearing up for a summer war, though, which I don't love. I mean, our units being in summer form against the Vaulters specifically is maybe not such a bad idea, though. So they'll have a hard time shooting through us that way. Also, gosh, this is not what I was stopping to take a look at, but like, look at this cluster of things over here. This is a very valuable region. Yeah, wow. Just like settle here and then build the line down the coast and get all of the resources forever. Not my point, not my focus. What my focus is supposed to be right now is ending the episode, which is what I am totally going to do. That is going to be it for us for today, and thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time, my hope is that we're going to start the process of finishing the job with Pink, but I guess we'll find out, and we'll see you then.